as we move forward with this project, and we're putting our system in place, that 5–10 years from now, if that sewer line is put in and it is across the river, with my investigation with the city of Rogersville, I spoke with them today, and some other folks that's in the sewer business, let's say. If that line is put in 5–10 years from now, we can't be mandated to hook on. Because we're going to spend quite a bit of money putting in this new plant, which we've got to have, and these pictures will indicate that. But in some municipalities, that if you run a sewer line, you're obligated to hook on. But the codes for Rogersville City and Cherokee High School is not in the city limits. We would not be mandated to hook on. But hopefully someday that there will be a sewer line in the next 35 years when another sewer treatment plant has to be put in, we can just hook right on. So with that being said, I want to reassure everyone that we are diligently looking at ways to where we can save substantial sums of money, and unfortunately this isn't one. And you can be the judge for yourself looking at these pictures.
You can see the reason that is circled there is there's a slight bow there in that wall. This area right here, you'll see that this was a big steel I-beam. The I-beam is completely rusted in two, and portions of it there.
For those of you that really can't, the pictures don't do it justice, but this is a big, long, metal trough, 14 feet deep, what?
100 feet or more long, and
compartmentalized. 20 foot wide, and it's got walls separating it. You've got the wastewater coming into this first pond, let's call it, and this wall that separates them. These walls are starting to buckle and disintegrate, and that's where our problem comes in. And Mr. Blythe, you can jump in here anytime if you feel like you need to. And if these walls buckle, that would cause us to probably have to start pumping with trucks, and that could be very problematic and costly.
If any one of the bulkheads goes in between the compartments, you do have to start pumping, because once it leaves the first circled bow wall that he showed was actually where the raw sewer comes in from the actual school. The rusted I-beam is actually what separates that raw sewage from your sediment tank, which is the second one. At that point, that water is considered septic and cannot be, it's not raw sewage anymore, it's actually septic because it turns septic. It's just like a septic tank. You can't just dispose of it like you can raw sewage.
And if you notice this broken pipe, that pipe broke because one of the walls did buckle. Is that correct?
Yes, that wall where he's got his pointer now, that is actually between the sludge tank, which is that one, and the sediment tank, which is the next one. That wall is actually totally detached at the bottom, so we can't pump the sludge out of it.
After evaluation, I had never seen this septic system until that meeting on Tuesday. We went over there and had an opportunity to evaluate it, to take a look at it for ourselves. And I think some other members of that meeting, Mr. John Metz and some other county commissioners went and took a look at it also, and did it later in the week, and they were in agreement that we need to move forward with this. Although I personally would like to see us on the sanitary sewer system. But I just don't think our timeline can allow that at this time. So I just felt like we needed, I wanted to give that information out to the board and the public to let you know where we're at, and if 10 years from now if there's a sewer line out there and they're saying, well, why didn't you hook onto it? Well, we'd like to, but it wasn't there, and we've got to do something now. So.
After 34 years of use, that it has exceeded its life expectancy, but we are in compliance at this time
We have somebody that's trained every day that goes over there and tests. We also have Mr. Sean Hatchett, who is a certified sewer operator that does testing for us. So I do want to stress that we are in